Hello. I thought I would do another kind of video that's different than my normal stuff, my animated works, and talk about something that happened. It's going on about 10 years ago, which actually started with this little thing right here, which is the Art Academy 3DS game. And this is a video where I want to talk about a contest that I entered and actually ended up winning, where they took some of the artwork that I did on this and made an actual card for the Pokemon Card Game out of it. So, which is right here, and this happened back in about 2015 or so. So again, 10 years since this has happened, and I never really officially talked about it too much, other than posting some photos and stuff. So yeah, if you're unfamiliar with it, yeah, this Pokemon Art Academy is a 3DS game. It was originally just called Art Academy, but then they released this Pokemon version, which helps people to sketch artwork and learn how to draw better, but specifically with Pokemon stuff in mind. So they held a contest in 2015 called the Pokemon Art Academy Contest, and you had to basically use this software on the 3DS. It's been a while since I've held one of these. Using basically the stylus here and the software of the Art Academy on this system here, which is a little bit of a task to draw something and submit it to the thing called at the time the Miiverse, which was the Nintendo social media. And from there, some judges that were artists related to the Pokemon card game series, which is usually Creatures, which is part of Pokemon Company, went and judged and selected a few entries from across the world. There were basically 3 different areas that you could enter. There was the Japanese one, international, and then North America. So basically, North America would be like North, South, Canada, that kind of region, and the international would basically be like Europe or anywhere else in the world that could have entered. And then the Japanese one specifically was some winners in just that region, in just Japan as a country. So yeah, basically you had to just use this software to draw, and you have 3 options here: lessons, free paint, and quick sketch. So I'm just going to jump into it, but I basically did this entry within the free paint, or not free paint here, where is it, my album here, and ended up saving it. And you can see this is actually the entry that ended up winning here that I drew, which is a Tangrowth. I actually only did a couple. This is the other one that was like a sketch lesson of a little Froakie here. And you can see my little signature at the bottom, which is Gosha Dole, which is what you guys know me as. But I ended up drawing this and just kind of submitted it, seeing the contest, not really knowing what would happen. But yeah, you had this software only has like 2 layers in it, which is kind of interesting. So there's not a whole lot of stuff you can do other than kind of lay it out, draw over it with a foreground layer and like a background layer, and that's about it. But yeah, you had to do this, submit it to the Miiverse. I had to get judged. So I kind of submitted it, forgot about it. And then I think about like 3 or 4 months later, I got like an email at about like 1 a.m. I don't know if it was because it was Japan time that they sent them out or what, but it was just indicating to let me know that I ended up winning as one of the entries for the contest. And the contest was broken up into 2 parts. There was your favorite Pokemon, which is what mine was technically entered as, and then also dress up Pikachu. At the time, there was a big cosplay dress up Poncho Pikachu promotion going on between like 2014 to 2016, with Pikachu dressing up as like Mega Pokemon or Boss Pokemon or things like that. So that was another entry. My favorite Pokemon isn't actually Tangrowth, but I like Tangrowth, but I like Garbodor and Nosepass. Those are my 2 favorites, but I figured Nosepass it's not really that dynamic to draw, and Garbodor at the time, yeah, I don't know. It could have been interesting to enter that one and potentially win, but yeah, I just had fun drawing this. Some of the inspiration that I had behind this was I always appreciated collecting the old like vending art series, which there's a few artists that kind of had this dynamic style back then. Sumiyoshi Kazuki, I think, is one of the names that I really appreciate, that kind of has a dynamic style like this. And yeah, I just like kind of like the line art style and things like that. But This entry, I get a lot of confusion about it as well because it's kind of greenish in tint, which is, I think, technically a shiny tan growth. But I think I kind of just drew it that way because of the limited blue palette that was available within this Art Academy software. So I guess you could technically say it's a shiny tan growth, but yeah, I didn't really indicate that when I entered it. And as you can see, there's a little Tangela in the background as well. They're kind of getting slammed up by this slap happy Tangela, having a good time as the Tangela family there. So, but yeah, that ended up winning, and then later I basically ended up getting this in the mail, which is a package that's exclusive to the Art Academy winners that were in the international and also the North American region, containing what the prize was. And basically what the prize was they would produce 100 copies, physical copies of your card as actual cards for the Pokemon card game. Which at the time, I think it's 2015 again, Pokemon wasn't as crazy in terms of card collecting as it is now. So it's still a huge like childhood dream fulfilled that, hey, I got to make an official Pokemon card and everything. But the value wasn't as like crazy as it is now. But if you think about today, 100 exclusive cards in a world where billions of Pokemon cards are produced every year is quite an honor and quite exclusive to have. And these 100 copies were given exclusively to each of the winners of the contest. I'll go over some of the other cards that I've collected after this to show you guys them, but yeah, which is again an honor. And this is basically what the card was that was produced of mine, which is this Tangrowth here. And yeah, here's the front, and as you can see, it's an official Pokemon card. On the back, the English, basically, there's, if you're unfamiliar, I guess, with Pokemon cards, there's a Japanese back Pokemon card and an English back Pokemon card. This is a Japanese back Pokemon card, so that's the difference there. But yeah, it was just cool to see how they implemented, again, the 3DS artwork here with that, and how it ended up getting finalized and produced. So there's a little Art Academy stamp in the corner on each of these ones that was produced. And one interesting fact about this is the meta is like not exclusive to the card. It does have my illustrator name, Gosha, down there, which you guys are pretty familiar with me here. But the meta, I actually have another card, which this is based on for the existing meta. This one's in Japanese, but I don't have the English one, but I could probably put it on the screen here. This is what the original like Japanese release was for this Mojumbo card, and like this is what mine was. So if you see here, even in Japanese, you'll see the 50 and the 80 plus and all of the energy attacks. So the meta of the card, which is all of the text on the card and everything you use to play the game, is the same. So just kind of cool and interesting. I recently actually got to meet the artist behind this, Maho, in Japan, so that was a cool honor as well to say like, hey, the thing that I made was actually like based on this card that you originally illustrated for. And yeah, that was just a cool experience. So but yeah, that's kind of it for this part of me just talking about myself here. I actually wanted to bring up some interesting fact as well. I also on this Japan trip got to meet Imakuni, who, if you're unfamiliar, I'll probably put some artwork on the screen here, who Imakuni is. I got to meet him. He's an old Creatures employee that he's kind of the inventor of the original poker rap in Japan. And then he also did a lot of illustrations for the card games, and his caricature in the card game kind of pretends that he is a Pokemon living in the Pokemon world. So he makes cards pretending he's kind of a Pokemon or interacting with the Pokemons, which is kind of funny. But one thing that I got to learn when I was there and meeting him is that this card that was made during the black and white era for Garbodor, this is an English one, and this is a Japanese version. I think it's from Legendary Treasures in English, and then EX Battle Boost in Japanese. But he told me that he actually like drew this on the 3DS on the Pokemon Art Academy software before the contest happened. So this is the kind of a cool tidbit to know, like, hey, this official card that exists in the card game that was drawn by somebody that you admire was also drawn using, again, the 3DS software down there that was used for this Art Academy contest. And yeah, it was just an honor to like meet him and learn about that. And I think he posted some photos when he was drafting this, so I'll probably put those on the screen as well. But yeah, that's kind of it for talking about myself. I guess we can move into the next segment. So yeah, moving into this segment, I kind of wanted to talk about what I did in 2015 after winning. I think some of the hardcore collectors like were doing this at the same time as well, and then some of the other winners too. But we basically were getting in touch and contacting as the winners, the other winners that were going around promoting that they won the contest and getting in touch, and we were doing art trades and things like that. So this is an example of in my own personal collection, but what I mean by art trade is we would basically trade cards and then also trade artwork of a lot of it would either be the dress up Pikachu or your favorite Pokemon drawn with the one that was the winning entry. So in this one, this is my own personal collection, and I mentioned liking Garbodor and Nosepass, so I keep this like in a display with my own stuff. But I was also able to contact some of the other winners from, again, as Oceania, like international, other winners in North America, and then other winners in the Japanese region, to basically trade my card for their card. So this is again my card. I've graded them over the years, so I actually have a personal copy that is a Gem Mint 10 here, which is I'm pretty fortunate for. So I am happy to have that. But these other cards are all graded as well, and I'm trying to be also just conscious of making sure that I don't dox any of the other artists or anything like that. So I want to keep their privacy and things like that. So if I block out any names or anything like that too, that's the reason why. But I'm sure if they're willing to like trade some of their cards, they probably have the information out there. This is one of the I believe it's one of the French winners, if that's right. Yeah, it was Kecleon, and this artist here is Scarlet. And I actually have a piece that was drawn by them that, let me dig that up. So when I talked about the art trades, this is one art trade that I did with Scarlet. I also like LGM and BEM from Black and White, in addition to Nosepass again. So they drew basically that, and we did an art trade. But yeah, I was fortunate to get this this Kecleon, which is, again, it's having a good time eating some of the berries up there. So yeah. And it's cool again to see some of these cards in French. There is a Kecleon from that generation that has that same meta as well. Another card was one of the winners in North America, Gabby, which was this chestpin here. It's like a delightful little pat, and there's some Pokemon in the background, like an Inkay. I believe some of those are Gabby, which is the artist here. Their favorite Pokemon. There's a Pikachu as well with the trainer. So this one for your favorite Pokemon category there. It's a nice piece, and there was probably a chestpin in either Sun and Moon or the XY generation that, I think it was actually before Sun and Moon, so yeah, it would have been in the XY generation, that would feature this meta as well, Vine Whip and Seed Bomb. So, and I actually have a piece by Gabby as well in here. And yeah, so I was able to do, it's hard to get it all on frame because it's quite large, but you can see there's an Inkay and a chestpin and a little skitty down there. And well, thanks a bunch from Gabby. So, and yeah, Gabby's done a lot of animation work and things like that as well. So that was another thing that was cool about getting in touch with the other winners, was learning about their kind of specialties and what they like to do between illustration, stuff like that. If they are actual like professional illustrators or professional artists and things, and then just kind of gelling and learning about each other and what we like to do and how we like to draw and things like that, beyond just using the 3DS stylus. So he actually works on some big animation projects and things like that, which is pretty cool. The next card that I wanted to show is this one, which is another winner. I believe they were based in the UK and Europe. It's Delphox winner. So and you can see here the art is quite complex. There's that Art Academy stamp in the corner, and their name is Pigare. I hope they said that right. Pigare, yeah. But yeah, it's just a nice thing to see. And I actually have another piece by them somewhere. Um, their name is like Lucy, but they traded me. So yeah. And I just had a little drawing of the Delphox on there. So yeah, again, it's just nice to do that. Nice to get the artwork and things like that. So, and then kind of moving beyond just the English ones and the European language ones. One of the winners that I got in touch with for your favorite Pokemon was a Japanese winner who did this Gorgeist, and their art name is Rena, right here. So, very, very detailed here. I think there's probably like 20 ghost Pokemon in here. The Gorgeist is illuminating basically all of the ghost Pokemon in there, which is pretty fascinating. And of course, the Art Academy logo in the corner of the art there, it's in Japanese because that's just the way that they present the game over there with the Japanese logo. But yeah, just a cool piece to see. And again, there's only 100 of each of these cards in the world, so in order to get them, you would have to go and talk to the artists. And this winner here, Rena, actually drew me a piece as well, so I'm fortunate to get that. This is the piece that they drew for me, just a little Tangrowth hanging out with Phantumps and things like that, and Punkaboos. But yeah, it's just a really nice like hand-drawn piece to go along with that. It's kind of hard to get them both on frame, but there we go. And I make sure to keep these well stored so I don't get them messed up or anything like that. Yeah, the next one that was another favorite Pokemon was also Gumi by Mio Muroi. And this is another Japanese winner, so just a little Gumi. It looks like a storm's coming or something like that, so it's probably getting happy because it's going to be raining or something soon. So yeah, it's cool to see like the emotions and things that happen in these illustrations. But yeah, they actually drew me another piece as well, so I still have this on this little postcard here from Mio. My last name is Franzen. That's pretty well known. So, but yeah, it's my Tangrowth hanging out with a Gumi. And maybe it's the same forest that's in the illustration, but yeah, they're best of buddies here. So, yeah, so that kind of is basically all of the favorite Pokemon. If we want to jump over, we can start talking about these here, but these are more entries that I traded with. This is a winner. I believe they were based in Australia, if I remember right. So part of that international Oceania set. Ryvern is the name, so down there, and there's the Art Academy logo in the corner, and this is kind of a Chef Pikachu. It's reaching for ketchup, which is kind of an old joke from the anime. And they actually drew me a piece, if I remember correctly. I think this is their art. There was no name on it, but I believe that this is the one that they drew for me, which is a little nose pass. I don't know, maybe he didn't have any friends come over for his birthday, but he's still celebrating anyway and having a good day, I guess, for a nose pass day. But yeah, there we go. So it's a cool little dress-up Pikachu right there. This is another dress-up Pikachu that I got from Melly. I don't have a drawing with this one, but it's still it's kind of cool to see more of a pastry chef Pikachu than something that would be like cooking, say, a stroganoff or some sort of meat dish or something like that. But yeah, it's like baking Pikachu, pastry Pikachu from Melly. And it's just, yeah, cool. Another dress-up Pikachu winner right there. And I believe they were based in the UK or something like that. So, yeah, it's always nice to learn, like, where these artists are based out of. This is another winner, too, Ashley, who this card's, like, a little bit harder to find. I believe they were based in the U.S., and it's kind of a kabuki theater, I think is what it is, with a Greninja and a Frostlass in the background. And a Shedinja, I think. Yeah, it's attacking the Greninja. There's the Art Academy logo, and then Ashley is the name there. So, yeah, that's another cool dress-up Pikachu to have been able to trade for. One more dress-up Pikachu. I believe this was from Spain, so you'll see. I think it's in Spanish there. Yeah, and then Lily Chan was the name, so see that down there. And it's pretty elaborate. It's like a snow queen, winter queen, I don't know, weather thing going on, but it's a nice outfit on the dress-up Pikachu there. So that's another nice piece to have been able to trade for. I don't think that I have a drawing for them. But no, not them. The next one here too that I got was from, I think this is from South America, Zime, and there's kind of a theme of that. I love this one because there's a little nose pass and also a probo pass in the background, and a Wingull, but no, yeah, I don't care about Wingull. From Zime. Sorry to be a hater for the Wingulls, but you'll see it's just kind of a Pikachu doing a little dance there. And yeah, that one's in English as well, but I got this big drawing. It might not show up because it's quite huge, but there's a Tangrowth, a little dancing Pikachu, a nose pass, probo pass, and a Wingull. So yeah, just a nice piece from that artist to have. And yeah, that's kind of it for the all of the non-Japanese winners. So I have a few left here. This is one, it's a Raincoat Pikachu from one of the winners in Japan, and I believe they said that their son is the one that drew it, their son or daughter, and then they entered it, and that ended up winning. So, but I'm sure that an infant or a child under the age of 10, I don't know, it might be kind of hard for liabilities or whatever to have them win. So I think why Fujishima was the name that was under there. So yeah, it was cool to get in touch with them and kind of just learn about that. But yeah, just a kind of a little kid Pikachu dressed up in the rain. Maybe it's in Tokyo or something like that. I don't know, or Osaka or somewhere, Japanese city, which is cool. And then yeah, there's actually a secondary Raincoat Pikachu, which is Maruyama is the artist of this one. So I don't know why it's kind of like this Chef Pikachus, like there's two Chef Pikachus and there's two Raincoat Pikachus. Sayaka Maruyama here, and they're in the rain. There's a nice puddle. There's a rainbow getting reflected, so it looks like the rain might be ending soon. But yeah, another nice piece, and again the Art Academy logo in the corner there. So, and again, these were all based on X and Y era Pikachus, so they all have the same meta on them. It's the Tail Whip and Electro Ball, as you can see here. And they all have 60 HP and things like that. So just an interesting fact that all of the Pikachus are shared. So the last one that I have here too is another big winner, which was, you see a lot of people talk about this art just because it's pretty well loved. And I think this is probably one of the most popular of the Art Academy winners, is a Space Pikachu. There's a little Deoxys flying by in the background. Obviously the Art Academy logo, because it's our Art Academy card, and it's by Mame Akemaru. And the other thing to note too is that it is a female Pikachu. It's got the little heart-shaped tail, so it's another cute thing. But yeah, I believe again, there's 100 copies of the card in the world, but there's less than 10 of these or so that are known to be circulating around. So pretty exclusive and pretty cool to know about. And they actually did a piece of art for me as well. So this is from that artist Mame Akemaru, and it's got my Tangrowth with just basically a little Pikachu having a little field day there, and it's got a little card in its hand. So yeah, and again, this is the card next to it. Just a cool piece to have and a nice thing to hold and cherish, and yeah, just be a part of all of this. So it's really hard nowadays because of the value of the cards to seek out more artists that are willing to trade and things like that. So again, I'm fortunate to have been able to do this back in about 2015 or so. I can show some photos on here of the other winners of cards that I don't have. And some of them have been publicly available. So if you can ever see them somehow, and you do see them, just know oh, this is a really exclusive and rare thing to see. Back on a previous Japan trip that I took as well, in one of the Pokemon centers, they actually showed all of these Pikachus on display at the Mega Pokemon Center. I believe it's in near Kanda in Tokyo. And they just had a bunch of Pikachus on display, but they actually had the Art Academy ones that really aren't publicly known. So it was cool as one of the winners to be there and actually see physical copies of some of these cards. Yeah, and that's basically it for it. Again, I think if this contest were held today, I don't know if I would have stood as well of a chance in winning, but I still feel honored to be a part of this, as again one of the winners for this. They continue to do illustration contests as well. So I've done some entries for those, and maybe one day I'll win further another illustration contest they do. This is a flyer that I had from the one that they did in 2022, and then they did one in 23 or 24 or so. So they'll probably be doing another one soon, but that's kind of the way that they usually surface new artists for the card game and things like that. It would be awesome to be able to like do a card that's officially released like in a set sometime, and just be able to say like, hey, if you open a pack and pull my card, that would be just cool for you to be able to do that, which is, again, kind of the monkey's paw part of this is, again, there's only 100 copies of the card in the world, so if people come up to me and they say like, hey, can I have a copy of this? I have to be like I'd love to give you one, but there's only a finite amount, and I've only really given them out to like really close friends and close family. So yeah, that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and kind of seeing some of the background of this. I might show some quick pan footage at the end of this, just of all of the cards in a row. The 3DS and the little display that I have. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoy this, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment and everything, and just continue to enjoy my animations, illustrations, and everything like that. So thank you.